Guess what? We made it! We have completed a milestone where we are in terms of our homeschool curriculum, what's worked, what hasn't. It's important to run your course by loving your path. I'm going to be celebrating by doing a homeschool remodel series. I thought that was so cool. Inspire me to be the highest me, mommy motivation. Hi guys, I am Z. I share lessons in faith, family, and fulfillment. I hope that by sharing my lessons, it helps you to embrace your own. If you are new here, I thank you for watching. I hope you gained some useful tips, tools, or resources, and that you will consider like, sharing, and subscribing this video. For those of you that have been with me, thank you. Thank you for sticking out this journey. I pray that you found blessing and encouragement in it. That is my greatest hope. I'm so excited to celebrate and be at the end of a milestone, which is the 3rd year of our homeschooling journey. So today's video is all about being able to share with you where we are in terms of our homeschool curriculum and the things that we've used, the things that we've thrown out, what's worked, what hasn't. In addition to this, I'm going to be celebrating this milestone by doing a homeschool remodel series. This is where I am able to really redo our entire homeschool so that it's a bit more of the environment that we love as a family. And I hope that you'll tune in for that. Let me know if that's something of interest for you. It'll be some DIYs, it'll be repurposing things, it'll have some surprises and just some things that my kids have been able to participate in that process. And so I hope you will tune into that homeschool video. Today I'm going to show you some of the supplies that I begin to kind of collect along the way that I'm excited to kind of help me build my color scheme and things that I'm going to do for that series. I hope you will tune in for that. Think about the word curriculum, and if you take it from the Latin, it means course to run. And when we think about those writers, those editors, those specialists, and those individuals that give us this great curriculum, it is really a framework or a course to run. But those people are not sitting in the same room with us when we are doing the schooling of our children. They don't know us. They have no clue into our learning styles, the things that we tend to bend toward, how we go about teaching, the models that we use. They know none of that. And so when you see a video like this, it's important to remember that while we may compare curriculum, what's most important is that our children process, their progress, and their time will look different for each of them, and even within your own children. So more than needing to run your course with the things that I'm sharing, it's important to run your course by loving your path. Whatever path you find yourself on, if there's something in this video that helps to stir you some way or to try something out, I will be linking all of the resources that I mentioned in the description box. You can find it there. But if you found your path, the more you love it, the more you'll own it. The highs, the lows, the nicks, the bruises, the scars, the victories, the celebrations, they shape our ability to adjust, to be pliable, to realize that there's so many unpredictable things when it comes to doing anything concerning our children. So even if you're not homeschooling, whatever path you are on right now, love your path, love your journey, and embrace it. And there's so much that you'll gain from that. All right, let's dive in. So we have officially wrapped up our 3rd year of homeschooling and are headed into our 4th year. And so I'm going to go over just any of the updates that we're making. If you want a detailed video of all of the curriculum that we used this past year, I will link it in the description box and put an info card in its place so that you can review those things in a more detailed and extensive way. I have a 3-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 7-year-old. And my toddler is pretty simple because she is my imaginative play child. You will find her in a corner somewhere with her dolls, with anything that she wants to create a story from. So most of her time learning is spent creating her own ideas and her own, using her own imagination. But when we do informal learning with her right now, we are focusing on letter and number writing, and I usually keep a chart for each of my kids when they were doing this. And so I haven't really started a chart for her because she just opens it up and goes as she chooses. This entire book is a JDA resource, which I will link in the description box. But you can go through and just use sheet protectors. You print off and you're able to do this. But using her fine motor skills and being able to hold and grip her pencil or marker, whatever she used, in this case, a dry erase marker, that is some of the skills she's learning. She continues to use these toddler learning folders, which is another resource that I explained in detail in my last video, so I won't go into depth. But what we're focusing now on is her ability to recognize her sounds with lowercase letters. And so I have these flashcards. She has been learning her sounds for quite some time now and has really kind of mastered them when it comes to the uppercase. But we're focusing more on lowercase, and so we will do just something really quick and simple where she gets an index card and she's able to receive a sticker. These are things I just grabbed at the dollar store at some point. She's able to receive a sticker for every time she's able to tell me the sounds. And so sometimes what she does is she uses this page and she'll match them up. So that's a way for her to be able to use her ability to reference something that looks similar to it. And so she'll say, oh, the match for it is here. And so she'll say, because she knows this uppercase letter. And so sometimes we do it where she can match it up and use a reference point to the bigger letter and be able to give me the sound, which is fine. It's just reinforcing that both these letters say the sound. And then sometimes I'll close the book and I will simply give her the card. And if she gets it correct, she earns a sticker. And then each day we're able to track, okay, she got 15 correct. And then this day, I think it was like 17. And so then I put aside the ones that we need to reinforce. And so we'll just go over those where she repeats after me. Really simple, takes us about 10 minutes. Most of the time it's her having fun and just being excited about being able to match those letters up. This has a number of different resources that she does independently, and sometimes we'll do them together as well. So one other thing about my 3-year-old, you are not going to leave her out of anything. And lately, she has been begging me to learn how to read. So when she first started stating it, I was like, okay, that just means she wants more books, more books, more books. But she looked at me the other day and said, no, mommy, I want to read on my own, like learn how to read. And so this summer, I'm going to attempt to start her on Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons, which is my go-to for all things teaching children how to read for both my children, because it simply works. But I learned more than anything that timing matters. So I will try it with her and see how she does. If it seems like it's just too early, we will stop and we will continue with some other reading activities to hopefully continue to build that skill for her. But if she thrives in it, then why not? You know, our children teach us their pace and what they're able to take in and to be challenged. And so she's asking, and so we're going to try that with her. My 6- and 7-year-old, last year we used our classical conversations curriculum, and we are still using that as our base curriculum. And this is where they are spending time really focusing this past year on brain training. And it covers all the core subjects of math, English, science, history. It gives them Latin, and it integrates all those subjects together through memory work. They get geography, they get, I think I said science, history, they get a timeline. So they're doing this daily just for about 30 minutes. They also go to a community day that I'm blessed to direct a group of homeschool families in using this curriculum. So we just really love it. New, I want to say we started at mid-year, is that we use the Abeka Bible curriculum, and this has been a tremendous hit in our home. My children are soaking it up. It is a very mature curriculum in that it does not kind of water down the Bible, but it really gives the children the foundational principles. Using this first grade curriculum, they get visual Bible stories, songs, memory verses, and doctrinal drills. And so my kids really love this one. What they really enjoy is the pictures. So they recently did the story of Abraham and Isaac, and it comes with these cards. And so you have the ability to tell the story from a picture. And so it makes it something that they can remember and easily retain from the pictures themselves. After I tell the story and we're able to really identify what occurred in the story, the next day they retell the story, and then they take the pictures and are able to recount the story. And I love it because this has become such a birthing ground for questions that my children have about faith, about salvation, about God. And it puts me and keeps me and my husband on our toes. And it makes us have to study to make sure that we are able to provide them with a grounding for truth. But then it also allows us all to wrestle with certain questions that we don't have an understanding for, and we do need to seek the Lord for wisdom. My children, because of this for this Bible curriculum through Abeka, it has spurred them wanting their own Bibles, and they were begging me for it. And so I said I wanted to find something that I thought would be interactive and still allow them to get the Word of God and to enjoy learning more about the stories that they are learning about through their Bible curriculum. And this is what I landed on. This is the hands-on Bible, and it is the NLT version. And I have not even gone through this thoroughly because they have just really opened it up through it, but I will try to show you a little bit of what it has. I am really excited about them being able to do this independently, but also for us to do some things together, because the fact that this Bible gives the kids science experiments for them to bring to life the messages and the ideas and the truths that are found in the Word of God. In addition, it gives them a timeline so they get that history. And as I said, I haven't thoroughly gone through it myself, but I can't wait to dive in. But it gives them timelines, it gives them geography, they get some clues that they have to go finding, like a search, and have more than one way to access that information through using the great subjects and how they interrelate to each other. So I am super excited about diving into that. All right, so for reading, we did Abeka curriculum. A daughter was doing Secrets and Surprises, which is a first grade curriculum. It comes with the teacher's model. It comes with the teacher's edition. So I was able to follow along with her, and she would do these readers. Loved these stories. Once again, it is easy, simple ways to reinforce the phonetics that they have learned and the rules they have learned throughout the year. They get to then see them practice, illustrated through some very, very exciting stories that still weave in God, that still weave in character building. What I love about these readers is it does focus on all sorts of concepts, but also giving them the stories that are things that they love. And so we work through these throughout the year. And my daughter, I think, has completed about 2 or 3 of those this past year. And she had already gone through this one. So my son, he went through this one along with some other ones. He is using the first grade advanced curriculum for Abeka, so he was able to catch up and finish all of the readers that he needed for first grade, to then allow us to begin doing together these new readers, which are Down by the Sea. So both of them will be able to do this, and they're so excited because normally one is working on something else while the other is doing reader, and then we flip-flop so that everybody has their shared time with me. But now we can do them together. I love that about homeschooling, because they can be different ages, but they can be progressing in some ways together, and in other ways it may not look the same. But in this case, it just works out that we can do reading as one segment, and then I'm also knowing the areas that each of them need to focus on. So I give them these little quizzes that deal with accuracy and comprehension and their ability to build their fluency. And so I can still work in those areas with them. When they're working on their seat assignments, I can have one working on seat work while I am focusing on the others. So these are the ones that they have gone through, and they are at the end of it. So we will be going through this one together and then moving into the second grade. And let me say that I am not a stickler for numbers. There will be areas where you will see my children, it'll say K, that they're on kindergarten work, and it'll be areas where it looks like they're on higher levels, but it doesn't really matter to me. What I focus on is owning their path and their process, and a number of curriculums don't directly line up with the grade levels, so I don't harp on the grade levels. I more so harp on the skills that are being developed and learned. Excuse my background. We're already in the process of doing some of our remodeling. If you see a whole bunch of toys strewn on the floor. These are the cards that I use from Abeka. I'm blessed to say that I've been donated a number of this Abeka curriculum. And so it has really helped me because these are clue word cards. And so I am able to do games with these cards where, again, another way to brain train where the kids, they may get marbles sometimes and they have to collect the marbles before the time runs out by saying these cards. So, or I'll do the reverse side, duck, right? Me. This is a long sound, me. And so they can go through these cards, okay? And these become just fun games. They get more difficult as you keep going, but it reinforces the rules that they have learned throughout the year. They enjoy having these games with flashcards. Sometimes it's a simple race to see a clock, how many cards they can do. And as I said, it continues to increase. This is another one that I use to reinforce the blends. Pull some of those out. And so they know that the smiley face is the short vowel, so qua, quo. May. Okay, so they go through these ka, K. And sometimes I will give one group the one color, another group another color, and see how they go through it. Sometimes we make it a friendly competition. We do all sorts of games. Mainly, it is another way to reinforce their phonics and their rules for phonics, because that is how they have been progressing through these readers, is because they understand the rules. My daughter, I believe the last time at the beginning of the year, she was doing this cursive, or I'm sorry, finishing up this cursive book, and I think she had completed it by the time I did that last video. I was going to get the companion to this, which then allows her to do cursive 2 words or string words together rather in this one. But because of the curriculum that we were donated, she has been just going through at her leisure these letters and being able to string them together in sentences is where she's headed. She still absolutely loves cursive, and so I'm continuing that with her. I love that it gives them the lines and allows them to work on it again at her own pace, but it is allowing her to start writing words herself on her pages in cursive, and so we will continue in this direction. Loved this classical conversations cursive scripts, and we may continue with this, but we're gonna go this route with the Abeka phonics for cursive writing. My son, I just got one for him as well. He may have done 1 or 2 sheets, just not his thing yet, and I'm totally okay with that. So we're gonna wait on that for him. At one point in time, my daughter was doing spelling and poetry where she was memorizing these poems in this book. But we took a pause for that because this year, as part of their foundations curriculum, they were memorizing the entire chapter of Genesis 1. And so most of the focus of their time was Genesis 1. So my daughter would just do these poems independently. She absolutely loves poetry. And so she would get a number of poems in her readers. So this just became her independent reading book where she would do not necessarily the activities, but the poems. And she loves to memorize and sing songs and things of that nature, and so she would do that. But most of the readers, as I said, contain all types of literature, and so she's been doing that. Okay, in math, we have Singapore math, which we are still going to use for this upcoming year. We have completely loved Singapore math. They have completed or are in the process. I think they have just a couple more pages left where they're doing ordering of numbers, subtraction, and I think addition toward the end. As we wrap up this for the next couple of weeks, we will finish this book. But we love the Singapore because it allows them to go through the concepts and to see it in a pictorial way, an abstract way, and to be able to apply symbols. And for me, it's been the best route for my children because they see math as a why and a how to do math, more so just the follow this pattern and this is math. They come to understand what math looks like in the world and how to apply the concepts. So I appreciate that. Sorry. So next we're going to go to the primary math. This is the next one, and I will link a picture. We had some mail hung up with their textbook, but they'll get a textbook for this, which is where they go through the concept, unlike the first book that we just had where all of you only needed this book. For this one, you only need this book. This has an A and a B companion for the whole year. These were really inexpensive, and it has really helped because now that we're going to the primary mathematics 1A and 1B books, This also comes with a home educator's guide. So it's a guide for me to help walk them through. And I need that because I wasn't the strongest in math, and this has really helped us all. And so having the guide to really show them different ways of learning the material has helped me. So I will have that as well, in addition to the workbook. The good thing about this workbook is that it's really reinforcing what they learned in the kindergarten book. A lot of the same concepts they've already done. They are familiar with word problems. They are familiar with looking at number bonds and how to place them for math. In terms of subtraction and addition. They are going to just be redoing some of the same things, which for me is fine because reinforcement. So these will be practice sheets probably through the summer that they will use. In the 1B book, which is the one I ordered, they'll get into multiplication and some higher level things. But for right now, I think the practice will be really good for them in doing more of the addition and subtraction problems. So we will work through this book for the summer until they are able to transition, or ready to transition rather, to the other books. So again, we are really excited about Singapore math. It's just really worked for our family and continued in the direction that we have wanted to go. So that is really it in terms of our curriculum. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment below. And now I just want to show you some of the cool things we're getting for our upcoming series to remodel a homeschool. So let me show you that. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys some supplies for our room remodel that is coming up for our homeschool remodel that I have just been gathering along the way. So most of them came from like your dollar store, Dollar General, and so if you just go to your local one, you should be able to find some things. But this year in our foundations curriculum, we are going to be studying the United States. We have done the world, we've done ancient history, and now we're moving on to the US. And so I thought this was a cute little placemat, Melissa and Doug, and it allows them obviously to brightly see the U.S. states and capitals, and then also part of their curriculum is that they learn how to draw and trace the cartography of. I wanted to provide a dry erase version of the placemat where the kids can place in and kind of quiz themselves and work through how much they have learned and memorized. In addition, I showed you guys this box, but I didn't show you what was inside of it. And so I ordered as well two travel tracker mats. And so I am just now seeing these myself. They are still in their packaging, so I thought I would unbox them while I was yet in this video. And so this is something I'm going to hang on the wall in their homeschool room, so that we can track where we have studied and what we learned about a particular area by scratching it off. I thought that was so cool. So guys, I just want to show you these. I think they are super cool. So I ended up getting one of, comes in this little knapsack, but I got one of the world and one of the US, since there are places we have already studied. Ooh, these are so nice. Okay, so let me just show you the US. So it starts off, and you got to be really careful because it's like a bronzy kind of coppery brown. If you guys can see that, hopefully you can see it well. Can't open it all the way. But it starts off like that. And then once you have studied that place, in this case we're not traveling, I mean we will travel hopefully to some places, but once you've studied that place, you simply scratch it off with like a penny. I think they actually put something on here to scratch it off with. But at the bottom, I hope you guys can see that there are the state capitals and symbols that go along with it. And behind the brown, or this copper color, is actually some color, like different colors for the for those places when you scratch them off. So by the time you scratch the whole thing off, it's like this multicolored map. And I can't wait to have them see this and be able to try it. So I want to hang this, and we be able to access it right away from the wall and go up to it when we learn about places. I also got one for the world. And I mean, like, super excited about these finds. So this is what the world looks like, and once again, we could already scratch off some places that we have studied, and like they can go through their consonants and rehearse that to show that they know that, and we could cross those places off. But yeah, we could really go about it so many different ways, and I'm just excited to use it for our homeschool this upcoming year and to make it part of our homeschool remodel. Let's see what was in here. Let me see. This is just cute. The packaging is super cute. Let's see. so, oh look, love your path. I'm so loving this. Oh, it has like stickers for markers of locations, star stickers, heart stickers if they want to say something. It's got flag stickers, so we may figure out if we want to use those. And then I think there's like one more thing in here. Yeah, I think this is for scratching. I want to assume, yeah, would you say? For scratching off the different ones. I don't want to try one out because I need them to be able to do it, but I'm assuming that's what it is. And even if we took like a penny or whatever, we would do that with that. But I am super excited about it being functional, like something that's hanging in the room that's also functional. Like that's a big thing for me, that everything has like a purpose. So I look forward to hanging these. And I got, this was a dollar store find. I'm gonna hang this. By the way, those colors you saw in that matte, that copper, that's some inspiration. When I saw it online, I knew I wanted the room to have a copper quality as one of the accent colors. And so I'm gonna be playing in the rust and kind of copper fields. And so this was cute. I thought it was really cute. It gives the different quotes or like affirmations. I wish I could find a way to kind of make it spin like a spinner so that every day they could spin it and then have something to affirm them. So it says think positive, enjoy the little things, believe in yourself, try new things, work hard, dream, laugh. What is this? Laugh often. Yep, and so I'm gonna hang this somewhere in the homeschool room, so you be sure to look out for that. I always have clothespins because we hang all sorts of things, and I think it'll be no different this year. We have art walls and do all sorts of things to hang our projects, so you can't have enough of these. I got some bins. Another color that I really want to use is a teal kind of color and grays. Let me know you guys if you're feeling these color combinations. I think I see things and I get concepts in my mind and then I just kind of make it work, but I don't know if it always makes sense, my process, to other people, but so let me know that. But this is a gray and white one. I've got two of the teal ones, and then I got some bigger ones that I really liked, again from the dollar store. This is a multicolored one, bringing in kind of all those colors, and some more gray ones. I'm going to use these to probably box their supplies and their some of the supplies that they're using, like craft supplies, as well as their curriculum things, okay? So I just can't have enough crayons. I got some more crayons and some more markers, because they have definitely worn their markers out. I did have some color pencils somewhere. I might have left them, but I got some color pencils, some construction paper, again, dollar store finds. Let's see, what else? Oh, this. Yay! All about room rules. As some of the things, more than rules, I wish just that like family guides or family norms, family values, that'd be a good thing. These are things that we're constantly reinforcing in our homes. Say please and thank you, forgive and forget, love one another, be respectful, always tell the truth, obey your parents, share, smile, laugh, be thankful, use kind words, give hugs. So these are some of the things that I'm often highlighting when they do these things. I find that it's better to highlight when they're doing it versus to say what they're not doing. That's just my approach. So I am going to hang that somewhere. And then I think finally for today, I just got these as record keepers. So I will put all their stuff from the year, kind of put it all together for their individual folders to keep records of what they've gone through, some samples of their work, and most of it is in books anyway, so I just kind of put it all together so that I can keep up with it should I need it for some reason for record purposes. So guys, I know we've come to the end. I so hope you enjoyed this video. You found something useful. Again, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in to our homeschool remodel videos coming up very soon. That whole series, I hope you'll tune into. Let me know some of your inspiration. If there's something you're celebrating right now, I want to hear about it. I love conversing with you guys in the comments, so let me know your thoughts about anything, any questions that you may have. More than anything, I appreciate you watching. Continue to like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you have a blessed day. Mommy motivation.